Hello Business Channel Turkish television audience. Welcome to Family Companies with Dr. Ebru Karpuzoğlu's TV show. Today, our TV show's topic is succession management. We are talking about some subjects such as how should the transfer process be planned for family companies unlike other companies? What are the barriers to retirement? What are the possible solutions? How is primary succession different secondary succession? How can these barriers be overcome? Today, my guest is Anita Brigthley Hodgets. Anita is the owner and president of a family business consultancy firm from the United Kingdom. I'm honored that my dear friend Anita is a guest in our program. I thank Anita very much. First of all, I'm going to give you some information about the succession management. Then, I'm going to ask Anita Brigthley Hodgets to answer some questions. Before talking about succession management, risks must be identified. What are the risks in family companies? Family companies have some risks in addition to other companies' risks. These risks can be summarized as a death, birth, first marriages, second and more marriages, polygamic relationship, legal separation, non-compos mentis, irreversible coma, their inability to work, their disappearance, their convictions as a result of an infamous crime. Furthermore, the risks may include have an illegitimate child, getting divorced, disposal of the company's shares, not having a successor to hand over the company, not having a successor who wants to take over the company. In addition, there are also reverse succession, corruptions, guarantor problems, having an inefficient board. These risks are related to succession management. In general, succession management is the management of risks. Thereby, succession management is a comprehensive study which includes life structuring, ownership structuring, financial structuring, emotional structuring, administrative structuring, strategical structuring, human resources structuring. Briefly, succession management is being managed of succession process and succession of property and management control from one generation to another generation. As it can be understood, succession management, which acts as an insurance in case of being sold to someone out of the family, is a study which has a high level of expertise. It contains a long term, needs a planned working, includes many emotions, needs to balance of emotion and logic. To get started, this study and term does not count as early. Many people who are afraid of planning, such as experiencing emotional trauma, disintegration of the family, the loss of power and control with the transfer of authority, the loss of membership and approach of that as a result of election of one of the children may be postponed. It is even more difficult to start the process as the family is crowded or stepbrothers and step-cousins work in the family company. However, the well-managed succession process provides the transfer of the rewards, such as taking a part of society and taking financial management advantages that they gained as administrators to the following generations. That is why, to be able to manage the process of succession successfully, it is necessary to give point to some matters. I can express like this. Willingness of the major shareholder to initiate the process of succession. committing to carry out the work at all points of the process. Willingness of changing in case he or she is the obstacle to the process. Being suitable of family culture for the process of succession, for her purpose, organizing the trainings and workshops related to the process through this meeting, increasing the family's level of knowledge and consciousness, statistical explaining what it would cost not to start the process. Determining and transferring the intentions, conditions, and preparatory studies which would provide to increase of company values related to belonging of the company to the family or not. Identifying possible risks to the sustainability of the family company, making individual plans for each by determining the current situation and the targeted situation in relation to legal, financial, strategic, managerial, human resources, cognitive, administrative issues for each risk and by considering of the impact to each other. Carrying out necessary studies related to managing the risks which has talked about before setting the ideal succession management system. Within the legal structure, forming of policies related to legal reserve, reserve surplus, and company main contract. Arranging of contracts such as share contract, renunciation of the inheritance and party renunciation of the contract, placement of share acquisition through inheritance into the company main contract, arranging of the prenuptial contract, preparing testament, arranging family constitution. About cognitive structuring, reprogramming of mind and mentally cleaning, carrying out the studies to make strong communication. Within financial structuring, arranging matters related to international accounting standards, financial analysis, international financial reporting, budgeting, dividend and investment policy, expense policy, wealth management, fund management, Jason's share corruption. Carrying out studies related to board, family council, family assembly, committee for administrative structuring. In human resources structuring studies, restructuring to be integrated with the succession management system and to include family members of systems such as recruitment and placement, layoff, performance measurement and evaluation, performance-based career management, performance-based wages. Realization of applications related to values and harmony of systems and strategies, adaptation of family and company's values within cultural structuring. The succession management system is a multidisciplinary study, and it is directly related to the realization of the applications I mentioned. The process of structuring and operation the succession management system, including the succession of property and management, it is very short by doing the studies of legal, financial, property, human resources, cognitive, emotional, cultural, administrative, and family constitution, realizing to make an effective and efficient study easier. In addition to what I have mentioned, studies must be carried out on the following issues. Regarding the situation in which the encounters are not planned, making the secondary plans as retrograde succession plan, strategic risk plan, crisis plan, etc., and focusing on the facts. Showing which words and behavior that the major shareholders and their family elders have confidence in family members and non-family professionals that they will take the family companies further. Simultaneously, initiation and consideration of each other to raise the institutionalization levels of the family and family company. Clear separation of platforms to discuss about family-related issues, company and company-related issues. Determining the trust, creating the database, defining the family and family company mission and vision for the purpose of managerial structuring, carrying out parallel planning, integrating the strategic management system and the succession management system, arrangement of retirement, successor determination and training, each of the sub-stages of preparation, execution and evaluation. Carrying out the studies on the equivalence of authority and responsibility. Ensuring that the successor focus on learning first and then making money. Creating environments in which they can present themselves. Encouraging them to work in different duties and positions. Entrepreneurs supported to the new president on all platforms, directing those what have reached out of him, her about the business to the new president. Making activities to strengthen family communication. Clarifying some policies for those who join the family through marriage and with a bloodline, major and minor shareholders, employees and non-working shareholders and family members, women and men, relatives and non-family members. Clarifying the responsibility of carrying the family surname, transfer of the management first and then property. Preparation of retirement and successor development programs, utilization of coaching services. In particular, I would like to know Anita's knowledge and experiences about the process of succession, which should be started as early as possible when the entrepreneur is still working and does not have mental health problems. Now, first of all, we are going to ask Anita to introduce herself. Then we are going to ask her to answer some questions. These questions are: how should the transfer process be planned for family companies unlike other companies? What are the barriers to retirement? What are the possible solutions? How is primary succession different? Secondary succession. What awaits the shareholder and her spouse after retirement? How does this differ from country to country? How should this process be organized in order not to return to the company after retirement? In which situations and ex-boss can the company be remanaged? What methods can be used for succession to retirement? What are the barriers to successful retirement? How can these barriers be overcome? What are your succession for this period? We would like to thank Anita Brigthley Hodgets for answering our questions and sharing her valuable knowledge with us. Thank you so much, Anita.
Hi, I'm Anita Brigthley-Hodgets, founder and chairman of Family Business Place and a specialist family business advisor to families around the globe. I'm delighted to be here with you and Ebru on your show to share my experience and expertise. Today we'll be discussing preparation for succession and life after your family business. When, how and what next. Whether you are a first-generation entrepreneur or from a multi-generation family business, there will come a time when you will have to exit the business. My best advice is the earlier you plan for this event, the better. Too often the inevitability is last minute, unplanned and therefore unsuccessful. This need not be the case. We know that only 30% of family firms successfully transition to the second generation. Just 12% make it to the third generation, and sadly only 4% make it beyond G3. For a successful succession plan to take place, both for the family and also for the management and leadership, there needs to be a really thoughtful process. One will have an impact on the other. This is also a time to revisit the values, aspirations, options and expectations of the family. It's a good time to review finances, tax and any legal issues that are arising. Time and focus should be dependent on a number of matters on succession, such as it should be a project so that it doesn't fall foul, slipping down the chain of priority. Retirement isn't a word used in family business. What are your reasons for retirement? Why lose all that experience and wisdom? In my experience, the barriers are often fear of the unknown, feeling you are past your sell-by date and unsure of your role within and outside of the business. There is also the support and confidence needed to prepare for the rest of this next phase of your life, a new purpose, a new beginning. There are many questions that are useful to ponder, and this will prompt you into action in a positive way. A focus on the possibilities is a daunting task, but it is also empowering and inspiring. Make a bucket list, ponder your legacy and what you would like it to be. What would you like to be remembered for? This can be recorded as a documentary, a video or a book. Your achievements are huge and you have affected so many lives and inspired the generation. You can think about how you would use all of your skills and experience to help other businesses, entrepreneurs and young startups. Get involved with your local community and passion projects for charity. The list is endless. You will benefit from hearing from and having a personal coach to help you make the best of the future in a positive way. There is a saying in family business, from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves, from clogs to clogs, from kimono to kimono, and so on. The premise of which is that the first generation starts the business, the second generation grows the business, and the third generation squanders the wealth that has been generated over the generations. Another way of seeing succession is the first generation has the idea and builds a business with hard work, passion and energy, and in so doing builds a profitable and hugely reputable business. The second generation has the foundations of a successful business underpinned with financial security. He or she can build on this to grow it, take it to the next level, whilst understanding what's at stake. The third generation appreciates the work and sacrifice of the previous generations and can take the business to an even higher level whilst innovating and looking at the business through fresh eyes. They will be excited by the possibilities with an appreciation of a good, solid financial base. Each generation will have a different appetite for risk. Planning for retirement is essential. The laws around inheritance tax vary with each jurisdiction, Great financial and legal guidance and advice will help you to make the best decisions for you and your family. There are many and varied structures available depending on complexity, the country, culture, compliance, and precedents. Not one glove fits all. If the wishes of the retiring shareholder is that they separate completely from the business in order to build a new future, then financial and estate planning is an essential enabler. It is far too late to do that at the point of retirement. Planning is ongoing and one generation to the next. Therefore, there needs to be a robust, effective and sustainable way to protect the wealth of the family so the retiring shareholder can enjoy the fruits of their hard-earned labour without fear of having to return to the business. The process should begin early, all options and situations explored, and completely clear, open and understood by all shareholders and the wider family. There is no place for secrets. Transition to the next generation is perplexing, challenging and personal, as well as business expectations thrown into the mix. This is the time to explore all options for continuing the business. The business can be managed by family members with proven expertise, skills and passion. It can be managed by non-family members who report to the shareholders. The business can become employee-owned. The business could merge with another complementary family business. It could be supported by private equity investment for fast-track growth and with a sale or exit in mind. With each option comes unique challenges, expectations, strategies and leadership, and of course, a new end game. A clear strategy for succession and retirement can take the form of working towards what we call a family charter or a constitution. This is a living document which serves as a blueprint for building a long-lasting legacy and for protection of wealth. This blueprint is drawn up and serves as the guiding principles for the family and is created together with all shareholders and will cover everything the family deems important, from penning the values of the family, why everyone is in business together, and the vision of the family for the business and the community in which it operates. Topics can include employment of family members, roles and responsibilities, all of the shareholders and transfer of the shares. It will focus on process and timings for retirement, as well as recognising various forums best suited for family members to meet and where ideas can be shared and explored. A share of voice is essential. This could take the form of family board meetings and family councils where family members can actively participate in decision making. Now, not letting go is a huge barrier to succession. In my experience, senior family members, they avoid retiring for a number of reasons. Fear of losing their purpose in life, finding a new reason to get out of bed every morning, insecurity of the capability of the next generation, fear of losing their hard-earned wealth. At this critical time, the ongoing generation need love, support, inspiration, guidance, and the confidence to live a life just as meaningful outside of the business. This has to be a team effort. You can't do it alone, and nor should you have to. Just as we are born, develop into children, become individuals in adolescence, and adapt as parents, find joy in old age, and eventually die, so too this circle of life exists in the family business. Thoughtful planning, becoming self-aware, maintaining your health and well-being, and having a grateful heart are all required to help the process along. It's always easy and comforting to have a partner, friend or life coach who can empathise and guide and walk with you on this journey. There is no need to go it alone.
Today we have talked about succession management in our TV show. See you on our next. Tamam. See you on our next. Today we have talked about succession management in our TV show. See you on our next TV show. Goodbye.